To say back in 2008, I was in the streets. But if I had to compare my street knowledge to real estate knowledge right now, I would say a real estate market crash is no different than a drought in a dope game. You know, price is about to get ridiculous. The shit's about to be trash. It ain't about to be no good. You gonna have to even ask yourself, is it even worth buying? Okay, y'all. So look, check it. Everybody been talking real big and heavy on, is the real estate market gonna crash? And me personally, the last crash that I heard of in real estate was um 2008, and I was too busy in the streets to even be worried about some goddamn real estate. So I wasn't real big on it then. Didn't know what that meant. Hell, I don't even think I was affected by it in no type of way. So uh, if I had to estimate or guess, is another crash coming? Sure. It's been over a decade. It's been over almost what, close to 15 years, 16 years since the last crash. So I would, if I had to guess, I would say hell yes, another crash coming. But the big question really is, what are you doing to prepare for that crash? So like I said, when you don't know about real estate, you wouldn't care nothing about no real estate crash, a stock market crash, or any other type of crash because it won't affect you at all if you're not into that type of business or, in that line of business. So I said that to say back in 2008, I was in the streets. But if I had to compare my street knowledge to real estate knowledge right now, I would say a real estate market crash is no different than a drought in a dope game. You know, price is about to get ridiculous. The shit's about to be trash. It ain't about to be no good. You gonna have to even ask yourself, is it even worth buying? So, like I said, if you're not into real estate, it could crash tomorrow, and a bunch of these raggedy looking houses to the eyes may look like they not even worth investing in. But as a real estate investor, I'm gonna know them is the exact houses I need to be buying right now. Okay, so like I said, why do a real estate market crash even matter if you're not even into real estate or you haven't even done a flip yet or even did an investment property? Why it's not a crash? So it's gonna confuse you in a sense. And then my biggest question about that is when people ask me, do I think it's gonna crash? Is what? Who do you know that can do something about it? And better yet, let me say it. Let me say it this way: what do it matter if the real estate market crash or not if you don't got no power to either one, stop it from happening, two, either you the one who made it happen. Until I can meet a motherfucker like that, it don't even matter because ain't nobody got the power to make a crash happen. Don't nobody got the power to stop it. And if you do, you're the type of person I want to be talking to. So, like I said, the last crash that happened in real estate was 2008. I didn't have a clue about it, didn't care nothing about it. I was in the streets, but if I had to use my street knowledge and compare it to today's real estate knowledge, I would say it's no different than a drought. It's sure to come. But what are you doing to prepare for that? Because a crash don't matter if you ain't getting liquid right now to be able to make them investments and buy up everything when it crashes and the prices plummet. They go as low as possible for anybody who want to get into real estate to buy it because it's a crash. My whole logic is whether if it's a crash or not, what are you doing to prepare for it? Because a crash won't even matter if you ain't got no liquid funds, no real estate knowledge to get into investing or none of that. But if you do got some real estate knowledge and you trying to prepare for a crash, it's like ask yourself, what are you doing right now to set aside to be able to buy up as much of that shit as you can possibly can. So whether if the price is high or the price is low, if it's a good enough property, I'm gonna invest in it. So if I had to say whether a crash or not affect me, I would have to say nah, I don't worry about crashes. I get as much money as I can in any market, whether if it's up or down, because that's what lets you know whether you have really mastered that investment or not. Did you educate yourself or are you just throwing money at it and hoping somebody else can help you, turn a couple dollars on your investment or not? Me, I like to be hands on with all my investments, and that's why it took me a while to even get into stocks because it just looked like foreign language. It just looked like a bunch of numbers going up and down, side to side, up and down, green, read similar the losses. But now that I've tried to educate myself on it, because that's my next form of investment, it makes a lot more sense to me now. So, like I said, whether the real estate market crash or not, this is the time you need to be educating yourself on the market and why it took a turn for the worse and what you can do to capitalize off of it. And if I had to make a suggestion of one thing you can do to prepare for a real estate market crash, I would say partner up. Do joint ventures with people if you're not as seasoned in doing flips or you've never been a landlord before to know what type of repairs you typically got to make to a house. Things of that nature. So if you ain't got the education as far as you currently not an investor, but you would like to be an investor and you would definitely like to take advantage of the real estate market if it do crash, then like I said, partner up with somebody. Uh, get familiar with different lenders and other real estate investors out there that you can partner up with. Because speaking for myself, I'm from Indianapolis, born and raised all my life. That's pretty much where the major portion of my real estate portfolio come from, out of Indianapolis. And Indianapolis is a booming state right now, booming city. Everything about it got investors from all over the world investing in Indianapolis right now. So my whole goal is, I know I can't outbeat a lot of these investors or these lenders, because they pretty much got a team around them and they got unlimited funds. They can borrow up to whatever the amount that they want, and they got the experience to back it. So my whole goal would be to link in with somebody like that, bring what I can to the table, find out where their strengths is and where their weaknesses is, and hopefully wherever their weaknesses is, that's where one of my strong suits. So we would make a hell of a team to be able to capitalize off all the properties that's available that people get to lose in, or just in distress in general. We would be able to capitalize off of those deals, and we wouldn't even have to compete because we all then form one to buy up as much of this stuff as we possibly can. So, like I said, that's one solution that you can even take. If I had to think of another one, things you could do to prepare for a market crash, I would say look at your portfolio that you got right now. Like, what do it consist of? What can you do to make the value of it go up? Um, do you want to liquidate it to buy other real estate, or do you want to, keep it for long term? Which me, I'm more of a buy and hold and a long term type of investor, where most investors, or should I say flippers, make anywhere from 10, 15, maybe even 20, 30 grand off of each flip that they do, or wholesalers make a quick same amount, 10, 20, 30 grand off a wholesale deal. I make that in long-term rentals, and then once my tenants then paid back my initial down payment that I put down on that house, or maybe I bought it free and clear, whatever the case may be, whenever I get the initial dollar that I got invested into that house back through my cash flow or income from the tenants, every dollar after that is pretty much free to me, and I get to keep the house, or I can sell it whenever I decide to sell it, or change up the terms. Maybe I don't want to rent it no more.Maybe I want to do an Airbnb up out of this house. Maybe I want to do transitional housing, or government assisted programs. I could pretty much still do that, and I already collected my money back from the house. I could sell it. I could change the terms. I could do whatever. Meanwhile, that flipper or that other investor who just rehabbed the project and immediately sold it, put it back on the market, yeah, they got paid, but they just got paid that one time. They received no more money from that house whatsoever. They sold it. They got rid of it. They on to the next deal. Meanwhile, I'm still on the same deals, but I'm making way more money. So I just let you in on a little inside of how I make long-term investments, make the same amount of money that most people chase the fast-term investments, such as flipping houses, wholesaling houses, or just selling the house in general because they didn't inherit it from somebody else, maybe through, a probate, a family member died, or, they got into a relationship with somebody who was in the real estate and they decided to, give them a house, or, give them a house, which, that does happen, but I ain't got that lucky. But nah, me and my wife, we work together on this real estate thing, and we make it make sense. And she stopped me from making certain deals that don't make sense, whether if it's in an up market or a down market. While sometimes, I got to stop her from shopping. So we work together, we make it happen, and it's a beautiful thing. So, like I said, if you wanted my advice on or my opinion on whether the market is about to crash or not, it makes me no fucking matter whether it do or don't, because I'm gonna still get my money up out of it, however I got to. So it makes no difference to me whether it crash or not. But if it do, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, and I've been putting myself in position to take advantage of all those deals that's gonna be out there available come a crash. So, like I said, if you wanted my opinion, I would say buy as much real estate as you can now and when it crash, or sell a bunch of your real estate to somebody else who don't think it's about to crash because you scared thinking it is gonna crash. So, and hopefully I'm that person. You can sell me your property if you think it is gonna crash and you scared, or your mortgage is going up, your insurance, your taxes, escrow, all that good stuff. Reach out to me. I can either point you in the best direction, or I'll be the one that buy it from you. So hopefully you got something from this video. Stay tuned to the next and press that subscribe button.